I did not grow up with a whole lot of money in my family. And I was also very aware of money growing up, like very conscious aware of it. I knew when we didn't have money. I knew when we did. I knew when I started working that whether or not my parents asked me for money, that I would be contributing to the household bills. Like I was just very hyper aware of money. But I remember I was maybe like 9 or 10 years old and it was Halloween. And I remember going to this one house and I had gone there every year prior. And one of the parents turned around and says, no, don't go there. He doesn't have a lot of money. And I remember being deeply confused about this because he had a pumpkin outside, his lights were on. And I remember looking and being like, what the hell are you talking about? Because when you knocked on this guy's house, he'd open the door and he'd give you a full-size chocolate bar. And then as I grew up, what my parents kind of informed me of or told me about was that this one particular guy, he did have a lot of money. He just lived very quaintly. And that quaint living made a lot of other people believe that he wasn't well off because he didn't have the fancy truck. He didn't have the tractors. He didn't have the beautiful aesthetic house. He didn't have all of those things. And that's what he didn't want. So why would he have it? But he ultimately had, all the money for the things that he did want, like to give the full-size chocolate bars to the kids on Halloween. He had the money for the things he wanted. And, wealth looks differently for different people. Some people have wealth for the things that they want, and what they want is a Tesla. Cool. You do you. Don't get mad at me because I don't want a fucking Tesla, right? And so the thing, for me, I'm always working on my relationship to money because it's one of the chargier subjects for me. I've been an accountant for 7 years. I'm surrounded by money. Everything in the world costs money, I'm always working on it. But today what really landed was just how many people like to use that line, well, it costs money, as a reason to not have the things you want in your life. I'm going to give you a little tip here. No shit, it costs money because that is the currency that we're currently operating. It's going to cost you whatever currency is required. Sometimes the currency is energy. Sometimes the currency is effort. Sometimes the currency is a fucking smile. You exchange whatever the currency is to have what it is that you want in your life. That's just the rule. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You will always exchange the currency for what it is, what it costs to have the thing. You want money? You want more money? Well, you got to spend money to make more money. You're going to have to use it. You want to have a luxurious home? Well, the currency of a luxurious home is to either know some people who really love their craft and want to do it at a discount or pay the full premium. There are realities of life that are non-negotiable right now. That doesn't mean that they're the block. It doesn't mean that just because something costs money or just because something takes effort, that's the reason why you don't do it. How we all look at wealth and how we want to spend our wealth and how we want to acquire our wealth is going to be different. It's when we start taking our own beliefs about it and pushing it onto other people. So give you an example. I have a new home and it's my home. It's on a property. It's 2 bedrooms, got a kitchen. It's got a den. It's everything that I want, except doesn't have running water or hot water is more what I mean. Doesn't have a shower. Doesn't have a flushing toilet. There's a couple things that I don't have. And I have to be so right with the fact that those are the things that I want in my house because that's what I want to spend my money on. I am willing to spend the currency required to have that be a part of my life. It's very easy for me to say, well, that's going to cost a lot of money. I'll just boil some water and dump it in a bucket. I've done my time. I did that for a period of my life. And I'm clear that that's not how I want to spend my currency. The same applies to energy. There's certain people where I'm like, I don't want to spend my energy with that person. This is how I want to spend my currency of energy. You don't have to spend it that way. But what I'm very conscious of today and how easy it is to say, oh, but it takes time. Oh, but it takes money. Oh, but it takes this. Listen, those aren't going anywhere. It's always going to take time, money, effort, whatever the reality is, it's always going to be there. It's how we look at reality and say, can I have this regardless of my reality? Can I have love and a deep relationship regardless of me having limited time? Most people say no. At the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, is that something you want? Because if it's something you want, you will pay the currency for it. Energy, love, time, money, whatever that is. So part of this is me getting a lot of heat revved up because I'm about to have a ton of serious conversations with family members who don't like to spend money. And I'm cool with spending money. And I'm so cool with spending money. I usually have more money than a lot of people in my family because they're so tight with it. They're so tight with their money. They're so tight with their time. They're so tight with their any kind of currency that they never get to have more of what they actually want in their life. The old guy that lived in my town who gave full-size chocolate bars, he spent his currency on the things he wanted to have more in his life. He wanted to have more kids on Halloween smiling and laughing and being so excited that they got these large chocolate bars. If he didn't want to spend his currency on that, he would not have. What you have in your life is a direct reflection of what you're willing to exchange your currency for, period. Currency in any form, money, time, energy, how you want to spend it is how you want to spend it. Some people like to spend it based on like external circumstances. So John has a really nice truck. I'm going to get a really nice truck. Personally, I don't really need a nice truck. I need a small SUV so I can get a dog. That's my priorities. I've got 80 years on this planet. I am sure as hell not going to spend my money just because somebody else spent theirs. It's like very different. But I'm also very much aligned with like what I need to feel comfortable and what I need to feel safe in my life. And diamond rings aren't one of them. Do I support people who want diamond rings as a part of feeling safe and loved in their life? Sure, you want that? I will be in your corner. But it's never going to serve you to say it takes money, it takes time. No shit, that's fucking reality, people. That's not the thing to talk about. The thing is how. How am I going to be able to renovate my home? How am I going to be able to get that good job? How am I going to be able to have the resources to pay for that nice truck? It's the how we do it, not the external uncontrollable. Like navigating reality is a fun time. How much shit can I go through and still come out better? And most people are so terrified of reality. It becomes the why versus, okay, I have limited energy or I have limited resources or I have limited currency of any kind. How can I still get the things I need and want? How can I still get that? How can I still laugh in the face of complete uncertainty? How can I still love when I'm stressed out? How can I be in love and be angry with somebody? How can I do that? And when you start asking yourself that question, can I have it regardless of my reality? The answer will always be always. Can I have it? Absolutely. Asking yourself, how can I versus what's in my way is going to change everything in your life. Absolutely everything. How can I? It's important to be clear of what's in your way because that is your reality. And when we say, how can I, it's given the reality. And regardless of the reality, what will I do today? Given my reality, how can I enjoy myself this weekend as I'm moving and cleaning? I do it slowly because I also am limited on my energy. I have enough time. I have 2 days, 2 whole days, but I don't have a lot of energy for it. So these are the things that I'm doing. When it comes to my money, time, energy, it's just a currency. And how you choose to spend it is going to be a direct reflection of what you actually have in your life. So if you're somebody who's like, no, money limits me, time limits me, send me a message because you need to reshift and start having the life that you want. Because if this is how you go, this is it, right? Make life a little bit more fun. Like make it a really good autobiography and really enjoy it. It's not going to be looking at the realities as like a road. It's going to be looking at them as ways to keep you on the path, being fully committed to your life.